Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I make videos on a pretty unregular basis, so if that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure to subscribe so you can stay connected to my channel. There have been many requests asking about the international process when it comes to applying to Berea College and what it's like to be an international student coming here. And being from Tennessee, I literally have no experience on that subject. So I asked a good friend of mine if he wanted to join, and this is my friend Mahmoud. He is from Egypt, and he's going to be answering some of your questions today. So let's get started. You want to talk about yourself, your interests, your hobbies, your love life?
My love life? Alright, hey guys, my name is Mahmoud and I'm from Egypt. I'm a freshman too, so it's my first year and it almost came to an end right now, so it's exciting. I still have one week for finals and then I'm off the hook. I'm just gonna go enjoy my summer, go to Miami and have fun, live the American life.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready, shoot me.
Alright, okay. Okay, Mahmoud, how did you hear about Berea College?
Okay, so as many of you watching, I didn't have any money. I couldn't afford going to a college in the US. So I was looking for a way to go to college for free in the United States, and that sounds crazy, but there's some colleges in the US that provide like full scholarships to international students, but it's not as common as it is for American students. So I googled it and I came across Berea College and some of the Ivy League schools, and of course we know that the Ivy League schools are really competitive, but Berea College is not as competitive as these schools, but they also admit way less people, so it's still really hard to get into Berea College kind of. But if you get in, you get free tuition, you get your house like board and room for free for your entire like freshman year, and after that it only costs around like $200 a semester, which is really cheap compared to the amount of money you'll be making in the college.
What all did you do to have to apply as an international student?
Okay, so to apply as an international student, you have to meet the college income, like the college entry requirements in your own country. So you know that you have to go through some years of high school in your own country in order to go to college in your country. So if you're ready to go to college in your country, then you meet the requirements to come here to Berea College. But in addition to that requirement, you also have to take one of some, like, you can say, some of exams that's required for international students to prove your ability to speak English, or your ability to like comprehend like the language and to be like functioning in a US college. So you have to take either the TOEFL test, the SAT, the ACT, or the IELTS. These four tests are really like important for your application. You must have at least one of these four tests, but you can have more than one. And if you have a high score in more than one, that can increase your chances of getting admitted to the college. That's what I did, because I took the SAT subject test, which is the SAT 2s, that's what it's called, and I took the TOEFL, and I got pretty good scores on both of them, and I ended up getting admitted, so that's cool. So I think if you send them your transcript, you fill out the application on the website. So I suggest that you guys should go to the Berea College like website, see the instructions, see the requirements, see what you have to do, fill out the application on the website. And the website is berea.edu. It's really easy, so you should go check it out. You should see like the international requirements, fill up like the any financial documents, and they can really help you. Like, you should send them emails if you have any questions. You should like try to look for yourself and go to the website, like and see what you have to do. So just filling the application, giving them your like high school transcript, giving them your like TOEFL scores, or like your exam scores, and that's basically it.
What are the chances of getting in as an international student?
Okay, so around every year we have around 700 international applicants, and out of the 700 applicants, they only admit around 30, like 28 international students every year. So I think the chances of getting admitted is around 4%. So in every 100 applicants, they only accept 4 people. And usually they only accept one from each country, so it's really rare that you will find more than one person getting admitted from the country. So like let's say I'm from Egypt, I'm the only one who got admitted from Egypt, and it's really rare that someone else, it does happen like every once in a while, but it's really rare that 2 people would come from the same country at the same time. And usually if I'm from like if I got in from Egypt like last year, the year after, it's almost it's almost impossible that someone from Egypt would come in the next year. So usually between 2 countries, it's usually there's like a year between 2 students from the same country to come to the college. But it does happen, like you got countries like Nigeria, you find like I think this year we have like 2 or 3 students from Nigeria coming at once. So it does happen, but it doesn't happen for every country, and it's just really rare to happen.
Is coming over as an international transfer student possible?
Okay, so it is possible, but it's really, really hard because they try to give opportunities for people who couldn't go to college in their own countries. So if you could go to college in your own country and you try to transfer, then they're like, okay, so you can just go to college, just stay in your country, you know? Like they try just to provide opportunities for people from like in regions where they can't go to college. So if you're already in a college like overseas, then you can still get admitted. You should give it a try, but your chances of getting admitted is lower than the average student.
Was it hard coming over as a freshman?
Okay, so for me, like personally, it wasn't really hard, but speaking from like the experience of many other international students, it was somewhat hard for them just to get adjusted to like the language barriers, just to get to like experience. Some of them experienced like culture shock, seeing all of the different all the different systems and how people interact in like Berea College, because also Berea is different from the rest of the United States. So even some Americans can experience culture shock in Berea because they see everyone just saying like hi, like people smile to you at the street. You know, if you come from a big city, you might not be used to it at first. But I think it's a really good environment. People are really supportive, and the international like orientation team, they really help you to like get used to like living in the US. Like they help you, like they make sure that you like get rid of any jet lag that you might have had from your flight. It might make sure they like always try to help you to like just get accustomed to having a really good like college experience, like just in general. And talking about the process of like the application itself, just like applying to Berea, I think the process of applying was fairly easy because I just followed the instruction or whatever they said on the website. I just took the exams as needed. It's just fairly simple. The only problem is just mailing the application. It's not a problem, but it just costs us some money because there's no online application. So I think that's what Berea has to like work on, because American students can apply online, but internationals, we have to mail our like applications, and all of the application like files, they all have to be mailed at once in one packet. So if you mail your application in 2 steps, they're not gonna consider your application. So you also have to keep that in mind. And I think that wasn't super hard, but it just costed some money. And I guess just getting your American visa, that was really easy for me. But I heard some people had some trouble with getting their visas to come here to the US, but they eventually got it and they're here now this semester. So yeah.
Are there any things at Berea College that international students have to participate in?
Okay, so if you're an international student, you're already in the Cosmo club in the school, so you're already registered in a club, but you usually don't hear about the club that often, so you might not even know that you're in the club, but you are in it. So like me, I didn't know that I was in the club, but I just like, oh, you're international, you're in the Cosmo club. I'm like, yeah, cool, but they usually don't do anything at all, so it's not really important. But also, if you're an incoming like international freshman for your first semester, you're gonna have to take an like integrating cultures class for internationals, In this class, it's really easy class. They only meet like once a week, and it's like a quarter credit class, so it's not that hard at all. There's barely any homework, but they like teach you about like your financial, like how to handle your financials, how to manage your time, how to like handle any like legal problems. It's really helpful class. They teach about relationships, about like dating in the US. They teach you about a lot of stuff, which is not really as helpful as you might think, because they just try to like simplify like relationships in a whole country and culture, which cannot be really defined by like, oh, this means this means this. I think you wouldn't learn anything like about like the culture itself from this class, but you would learn a lot about like legal matters, about how to handle your financials and your like budget. So it's a really good class.
Are there any things at Berea College that international students cannot participate in?
Okay, so anything that they cannot participate in, I would say you cannot vote in the elections because you're not an American citizen. So that's the only thing that comes to mind right now. So I would say you cannot vote in like the American elections, but you can still vote in the college election, like the class president. You can vote in, like, of course you can vote in these elections, but other than that, I would say you can participate in almost everything that the American students can participate in too. So, yeah. Okay, also for international students, you're not allowed to study pre-engineering programs. So if you can study like pre-med, you can study nursing, but you cannot study pre-engineering because it's like a special program only like for American students. So they expect you to not be able to go to grad school. So if you're not able to grad school, you're not allowed to enter the pre-engineering program. So if you want to be an engineer, pre is not the place for you. So
I had no idea. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
I know it really sucks.
You sound like you know from experience.
I mean, I considered engineering, but
I got shut down real quick.
my plan was to go for computer science, and that's my major now. So I would say if you have that dream of pursuing a good education in a really simple environment where every class has about like 10 to 15, 20 students, and the professors really know the students and they care about you, and you'll meet people who like be there for you and help you to succeed, and you'll meet a lot of really good friends and you will enjoy your time. So I think if you want that, then you should at least try to apply for Berea. So if you get in, it's good, you got in, you can come, that's awesome. But if you don't get in, that's not the end. You can always apply next year. You can find somewhere which is more adjusted or better for you, because Berea is not for everyone, and I know that from experience. A lot of people like drop out, not internationals usually, because internationals are really handpicked. Like they look really closely at internationals, and they know that if they accept an international, they're not gonna drop out. So still, Berea is not for everyone. So you make sure to be honest in your application. Make sure that you're gonna be able to handle like living in a place where you're always like speaking English like all the time. Make sure you can understand and talk English like good. I mean, you don't have to be fluent, but I mean, I guess you have to be fluent kinda, but you don't have to have like an American accent to come here. You know, like almost no one has an American, like none of the internationals have an American accent. But you know, you have to know English on some level that you would have an easy life understanding the professors and following instructions. So make sure to keep that in mind. So even if you need like an extra like gap year to study English before you come here, then like by all means just like go for it and then apply next year. So don't let anyone tell you that you cannot do it. You can do it. Like I've had some people in my past who were like, no, you're not gonna make it, you're just like overstudying yourself, don't study for the TOEFL or the SAT, you're not gonna make it, blah 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 blah, all this like bullshit. So I would say like, try as hard as you can and go for it. If you get in, then good job. If you don't get in, just try again or just go find somewhere else, And other than that, I would say thank you for listening. Thank you for paying attention. Make sure to subscribe and like just to keep following, and make sure you know all of the information that you need to come here to Berea, and don't forget to go check the Berea webpage. Just like, subscribe again, and goodbye.